Antonio Brown being at practice after a loss or being at the facility, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
He's one of your highest paid players. He's one of your most important players. Marcellus, there's one house that keeps having drama. There's, the police are always, hey, could you turn the noise down?
Right.
Hey, there were kids partying here last weekend.
Right.
Windows got knocked out. And there's one house where there keeps being drama, and there's one parent at the house. And at some point, you got to look at Mike Tomlin and say, damn, man, your house is Animal House.
Look at you. I mean, I can't go there, man. I have to defend Mike Tomlin right now. I don't think this is drama. I think you chose the wrong genre. Look, this is a story, obviously. These stories occur across the entire NFL landscape, but this is not a drama. This is a comedy. This is funny. This is funny because you know why? It is showing that right now the Pittsburgh Steelers are facing adversity. And they have faced adversity. Last year, they faced adversity. Last year, we heard the issues. Le'Veon Bell held out. Last year, we heard the same situation. And they won 13 games. So who's going to get the last laugh? The last laugh in this comedy is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin has this team in control. Even though there are stories. Bill Belichick has his team under control. Even though there are stories. Let's go back to my...
Who skipped practice Monday for the Patriots?
Nobody skipped practice.
Okay. All right.
They skipped Sunday's game, though, a lot of them, the way they played. Let's go there.
So did Pittsburgh's entire defense. Go ahead.
True. This is another classic example of us realizing through a 24/7 access insight into the world of sports that we think we have found something, discover something new. We have planted a flag and realized discovery. NFL players are disruptive. When in reality, back when I played, thank God they didn't have cameras. Because I'm going to tell you what you would have saw. You would have saw my teammate over here sleep. My teammate over here absent. My teammate over here missing the playoff game because he was drunk and hungover. My other teammate who got beat up didn't even show up to the practice of a playoff week. Not a story in the world because we were still number one defense in the NFL. You can function through this dysfunction. It's just now we're privy to knowing it, and we're blowing it out of proportion.
Okay, Marcellus.
True.
That number one defense you talking about, we talking about San Diego?
Nah, we talking about Buffalo. I've been on a couple.
Okay, well, were y'all winning at the time?
Yeah, we were winning.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
Winning is a great deodorant.
Oh, it is. That's true.
It's the best deodorant. The Steelers are 0-1-1.
But do they stink? Forget the deodorant. You don't always stink if you don't wear deodorant. You don't need deodorant, and you can still smell fine.
They tied the Browns.
Okay, the Browns are pretty good this year.
Patrick Mahomes is still throwing touchdown passes right now against their defense.
I give you that.
It's the expectations in Pittsburgh every year are Super Bowl. And they're supposed to be right there with Belichick and the Patriots. No.
A 1-1 team and an 0-1-1 team are not right there together? Like, where are you with this? Diva receivers have been around since the beginning of football. Jerry Rice had issues.
Was Odell Beckham at practice yesterday?
He finally showed up because he finally got paid. Yes, Odell Beckham was there.
Antonio Brown's been paid. I'm just saying, it's the Steelers. Day after day after day, it's something. It's not a tight ship right now.
It's not, but you know what? The best ship out there, the one that sails the farthest and sails the smoothest, is still going through rocky waters in New England. So what is your curve that you're grading this organization on? And receivers have been doing this since Jerry Rice, Michael Irvin. Do you want to continue all the way to Odell in your example?
Got it.
Yeah.
In terms of look, man, Michael Irvin and the Cowboys won a lot of Super Bowls, and Michael Irvin did a lot of things.
You're talking about Animal House. How about a White House?
I agree. White House, hey. Black House, every crack house, all the houses, they had them covered.
He wore a mink in July in court.
Got them all covered.
In Texas.
They won Super Bowl.
They did.
Year after year after year. 3 of them.
3 of them.
Again, here recently, it's been a long time. They've been thirsty. Win a Super Bowl, and you're right. Win another one, and you're right. And it's like, hey, man, look the other way. Mike Tomlin's got it all under control. But the last few years, we've seen an undisciplined team on the field, the brawl damn near with the Cincinnati Bengals, Mike Tomlin tripping a receiver on a kickoff return, Joey Porter out on the field beefing with players. They had to get rid of Todd Haley, the offensive coordinator. Ben didn't like him. Ben wants to retire. They don't know what to do with the national anthem. One guy goes out, the team stays in. Come on, man. This
And-
is Animal House.
And look, all of that sounds dysfunctional until you say, oh, but you're only one of 8 coaches with a Super Bowl ring. Oh, you've been to 2 Super Bowls. All right, let's draw a line right here.
Yeah.
If you've won a Super Bowl, stand on this side, Animal House. And if you haven't, stand on that side and be in the suburbs, wherever you want to be. Nice, cozy, but you're still a loser. Tomlin's a winning coach, second most winningest coach in football behind Bill Belichick. Give him some props, bro.
Nikovic said a couple interesting things. One I disagree with. I do think Josh Gordon loves the game. I don't think there's any reason to question that.
Yes.
I think he has anxiety issues, and that's where I think Nikovic is on more solid ground. He starts talking about he's going to be under a whole different kind of pressure in New England than he was in Cleveland. And I don't think that's going to help his anxiety issues. And so when I see a guy with multiple substance abuse problems, I always go to not that the guy's a terrible person. I go to the guy self-medicating. And the guy probably has some emotional, some maturity issues, some issues where being in reality is a strain for him. And I just think there's too much reality and too much pressure in New England. And I know that Belichick's had a lot of success with troubled guys. But this guy that hasn't done anything, in years, this is a tough fit for me.
Well, to me, this may be exactly what the doctor ordered. If you talk about getting into a culture, a climate where it's meaningful, like that one win is meaningful football. Instead of going out there having 1,300 yards and you look up, 0 wins, 1 win, whatever it may be. You're looking in the huddle and you put your hand inside that huddle and that's Tom Brady looking across at you. Not Johnny Manziel, And it's a whole different animal when you talk about his anxiety and what leads him to a place where he departs the game, which he does love. I think you put him into this place and give him leadership. You give him discipline. And it's going to go 2 ways. And I'm glad Tom Brady said it. I'm not here to forecast what is going to occur. I'm here to tell you that it can either go Randy Moss right or Chad Ochocinco wrong. It's just that simple, and it's based on his mental makeup and how much can he buy into what they're giving him, because they're going to give him the proper platform and opportunities to go out there and ball.
I like your position in terms of let's put him into a structured environment.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get him out of Cleveland, this cursed franchise that ownership, executives, and coaching staff can't get on the same page. There's chaos within that Cleveland culture, and you're dropping a chaotic kid into that. Let's see how he performs in the ideal culture and setting. And maybe you're right. Maybe putting him into, because I always believe young people, men, whether young or old, want structure and leadership.
Definitely.
That brings out the best in them. And so maybe the culture of accountability there will help a Josh Gordon. I'm just struggling because I don't think he's the same. People keep comparing him to Randy Moss, and I'm like, hey, man, let's go get the tapes of Randy Moss.
Next level.
They're not on the same planet.
I get it.
But I have seen LeGarrette Blount, who had problems in college, had, I think, some drug issues when he got to there, did well in the New England situation and culture.
Yeah, I mean, what New England does best is extract your abilities, whatever that level may be. Like, Wes Welker became a household name, but people forget Wes Welker was, undrafted to San Diego, okay in Miami, and then gets to New England. He's a household name, leaves New England, not necessarily the same, obviously had his concussion issues. New England has found a formula where they can get the most out of you. And if Josh has his head on straight and is really going to buy into the team first, he's going to get every chance to do this. That's what they do. Fred Taylor played for New England, and I remember we had a couple candid conversations. I was like, is the offense really that complicated? He said, you have no idea. Like, the option routes, the opportunities that Tom Brady, because of the chemistry he has with his receivers, you can look at Tom Brady and he makes household names out of basically anyone for a reason. Those repetitions, he's going to keep you in the film room. He's going to make sure you're dedicated to doing your route, or you're going to get that Tom finger that Bill O'Brien and others have suffered. So I think Josh Gordon's never been in Cleveland and someone was able to grab him and say, hey, do better. We can be better, because no one was better than Josh Gordon. This is going to be interesting to see how it plays.
That's a hell of a point, too, in terms of they really, really needed him in Cleveland. In New England, to be like, hey, man, either jump on board with what we're doing or we're going to move on without you. The train's going to move on. That'll be interesting how he handles that.